Hi all, Abe here, and welcome back to the channel. Here's hoping you and yours are doing well. Continuing our playthrough of the Outer Worlds, we last left our hero finally finishing his missions in Edgewater and acquiring the necessary component in order to fix our acquired ship, and we are now in space, ready to continue our mission elsewhere in the star system. Very exciting stuff. Let's pop in. Let's see what we can get into. Alrighty. Alright, the navigation terminal. Let's get in there. Let's see what we can do. Ooh. Nice. So I take it these are all the various places we can go to. Awesome. So we were at Terra 2. And, what is this Terra 2? This is Terra 2. Groundbreaker. Why is there an icon there? Independent orbital station in the remains of the Halcyon first colony ship, captained by Junley Tennyson, and run by descendants of the original crew. Huh. Interesting. So, hold on. Where are we supposed to go? Let me just... Welcome to the system map. Here you can see all the planets in the system as well as some special points of interest that you may have discovered. You can fly your ship to any location that you have unlocked, though some landing bays require special codes and keys before they allow you to land there. Moving between planets is considered extremely dangerous, and all employees are encouraged to remain home or at work. Yeah, okay. Alright, so let me look at our mission really quick. I don't remember where we're supposed to go. Whoa, Vicar, why does he have a little icon going on up there? Oh, we need to level him up. I see. Alright, so let's give him some perks. Let's give him the base health. Alright, that'll do. Do I need to give him something else? Melee damage, dialogue combat effect. Range damage? Oh, no. Okay, apply. Alright. Let's move back to the journal. Find the 3 volumes. Okay, so apparently we still have not completed something in Edgewater. And it's still open to us, so it appears that we could probably get that done at some later date. But I really don't want to go back to Edgewater at this point. Alright, so I need to go to the Groundbreaker to speak with Gladys. So let's go ahead and do that. This is Groundbreaker. I click on that. Accept. Oh! It's our little ship.
Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Can we talk?
If we must.
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junley Tennyson.
What about her?
I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff.
I thought you said you could keep this boat in good repair.
I abso-surely can. I'm a passing fair mechanic. Even Mr. Thompson would have said it's my only skill. But I'm used to working on cannery lines, AG loaders and the like. There's tricks about ships I ain't learned yet. All I'm looking for is a few pointers. I bet a lady who runs a whole station has forgot more than I ever learned.
Sure, we can head over to engineering now.
Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
Did you learn your trade from your father? It sounded like it when you talked to Reed.
Mostly, yeah. I lived in the maintenance office near all my life. Mr. Thompson never let me forget how funny that was.
I don't see the humor.
He meant funny as in odd. It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. That decides your schooling and your career. When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. They were real unhappy with us.
But you actually are good at this, and you enjoy it.
Well, I'm good at making things work the way they ought. Not so much at doing such to somebody else's schedule. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up to see it's tomorrow, and I've blown another deadline. Anyhow, I was happy to get back home. I didn't care much for schooling.
After school, you moved straight back to Edgewater?
Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little dirtier. Dad met me at the shuttle and gave me a big ol' hug. I noticed straight away that he was moving slower and stiffer. He made a little grunt when I squeezed.
Did you get much time with him after you got back from school?
About a year. I tried to do more of the work so he could rest. His heart gave him pains. Dad never said that he loved me, you know? I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay up late to help with my projects or listen to my fretting. Oh gosh, look at the time. Sorry to bend your ear so long. And I got so much to do before this ship's in decent shape.
Break time's over. I think it's time to move along. Wow. It's about to dismiss her? That's crazy. What is all this dust all around here? Let's take a look at this ship outside. That's it right there, huh? That's yeah, Groundbreaker. Cool. Alright, so I guess we are going. Where is, what's his name? Is he hiding out somewhere? Mr. Vicar! Oh, Mr. Vicar! Whoa. Who is this? I don't think I'm having a serial number attached to his chassis. There's no response for the auto mechanical unit. A serial number etched in his chassis includes the letter Sam. Okay, I guess we're gonna leave you alone. I'm sure you will appear again as needed. Oh, Mr. Max. Greetings. The art and science of tossball. Impossible to put down. Order of Scientific Inquiry, Office of Literature. This endorsement has been approved. Auntie Cleo's Darlings. Signed by Seymour Whitlock, who held the record for most on-the-field fatalities for 3 consecutive seasons. Okay. Weirdo. Tossball trading cards in mint condition. Most of these cards represent players from the Hephaestus Hammers? Hephaestus Hammers, yeah. And the tile backers. Okay. What's your deal with these cards, dude?
I could spend hours reflecting on the secret workings of the universe. Little else in this colony offers such a relaxing pastime. So, tell me what's on your mind. I excel at confessional listening.
Of course you do. I'd like to know something about those I'm flying with. What's your story?
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition.
Violently enthusiastic disposition, huh?
That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them.
Why were you so passionate about it?
My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it.
But weren't they proud when you became a vicar at least?
They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me.
What's this plan you keep talking about?
The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan.
If you can't help but follow the plan, then everything you do is part of it, right?
The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it, whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go, it's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction.
Let's see here. It seems quite trusting of you to just sign on without knowing anything about me.
I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated.
That seems a bit extreme.
I've been called that more than once. What about you? What's your story?
I was a colonist on the Hope. A scientist named Wells saved me.
And how did he do that?
He stole my body from the Hope at the edge of the colony and thawed me out.
Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going to do now?
I'm helping him recover more chemicals he needs to save the rest of the colonists.
That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you?
I had family on the Hope.
Oh, I see. You have my condolences.
I wanted to ask you about that book. Does it have something to do with your religion?
Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony.
What's a philosophist?
Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death.
A vicar searching for a banned book sets a bad example, doesn't it?
The story of my life. Most lay people are not aware of this, but we've not discovered any new insights into the plan for a long, long time. I had an idea that we should welcome the truth, no matter where we found it. I had the worse idea to share my thoughts with a superior. And that's how I ended up assigned prison duty, where I was fool enough to let an inmate bend my ear with stories of an original Bakonu journal.
Any ideas where we can find someone who speaks French in this colony?
I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosophist scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him.
That sounds like a good lead, but how do we find him?
That's a good question. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
How will the crew manifest help us track down your scholar friend?
I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifests to track the philosophist's off-world destination.
How is it that a simple vicar happens to be such a highly skilled hacker?
Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Thank you, Captain.
Alright, so... Can I take more than one person with me, or... The Journal Maximilian de Soto, Volume 1. The scribblings on these journals pages are utterly illegible to anyone except Vicar Maximilian de Soto. Alright, de Soto. So these are more of these... These textbooks have been out of print for almost half a century. The margins are filled with scribbled notes, and many passages have been underlined. Some pages have come loose, the glue now yellowed and cracked along the spines. Okay. Alright, so... Let's see, what else? What? No, that's nothing. There's a bed here. Just taking a quick look at the ship. What's up? What's this? Alright, so this is the bathroom. Okay. What was the... That was it. This was a letter. What's this? Where does this go? Let's check and see what's around the ship.
Touching that is a good way to lose a hand. Moving machinery versus human flesh. Battle wins every time.
Yeah, sounds good. Looks awesome. Whatever it is. We got ourselves... What's this over here?
Want to be a brand new you? Try out our respecification machine. Alex installed it himself. Right before he died.
Alright, so I don't want to respec myself at this point. Let's get back downstairs. What else is in here? Crates. Alright, so I guess that's it. Let's go. Let's get out of here, people. Oh, okay, so here's where I select. Yeah, let's select both of these bad boys. Oh, do I can only select one? Oh, I can select them both. Okay, cool. So there's a total of 6 companions apparently. Okay. I bet you that robot in that room up there is one. But I'm guessing I'm not able to unlock him just yet for whatever reason. Okay.
Smells like grease and unwashed bodies. Just as I remembered.
Huh. What's this over here? Oops. Shit, I just stole something. Sorry. Me. Actually, nobody saw, no one said anything, so I'm gonna steal all of it. Who's this? Jane Elson.
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure. Welcome to Groundbreaker, by the by. Don't mind the heat. Got a few days before it reaches critical. I'm sure Miss Chief Tennyson will get it sorted before then.
Well, let's hope so there, kiddo. Apparently the ship's about to go boom, which is always awesome.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses? He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get cute with me again, you little back bay brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
Huh.
I don't have time for this. I need a drink.
Can I talk to you? No, I guess not. Can I talk to you?
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
I noticed you were in the middle of an argument earlier.
Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fisticuffs.
Huh. I'd like to hear your side. What happened?
I had this foreman, right? Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the bigger man, I tell myself. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting.
And that's when you resolved your differences like an adult, right?
That's when I broadsided him with a tossball stick. Yeah. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation.
Got any plans?
Enjoy my freedom. Scrounge together enough bits for a 0G. Other than that, can't say as I do. Hey, not for nothing, but I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
That's me, Captain of the Unreliable.
Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time.
I never caught your name. I'm Mambo San Juan.
Felix Millstone. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
See you around, Felix.
See you around, boss.
Huh. What's your deal there, Mardit?
Just arrived? Head over to customs. Wheeler needs to process you.
Okay, Wheeler needs to process me. What's your deal?
Head to Vera's for whiskey and darts. Maybe not in that order.
Okay, so this is kind of cool. What's in here? Stuff's to steal. But I might be caught. Yeah, I'll probably get caught if I do it here. So let's just move on to wherever the marker says to go. Good idea, that marker, to go to that. Actually, let me go sell off my junk.
Customs and inspection, right this way.
Yeah, I'll be there in a second there, Cupcake. Let's see, sell, and we're gonna sell all of our hold to X to sell junk. Let's sell junk. Wonderful. Do I talk? Okay.
Identification, please.
You're guarding the door, so I'll call you guard? You're welcome.
That's only about the third or fourth dumbest line I've heard all day. I give it a 6 out of 10.
Seems a little high. That was barely a 3, in my humble opinion.
Hey, that's better than half. Could be worse.
Could be better, too. So, identification.
Here you
Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day.
go. Wonderful.
According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably.
How do I get this resolved?
You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it.
Any idea why my ship was impounded?
Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important.
Great. I'll go talk to him and straighten this out.
You take the starch out of him, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor?
Sure.
Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it.
Her shipment?
A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling.
Got it.
Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with?
You can owe me a favor, I can tell you that much. I'm looking for someone named Gladys.
The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly.
I'm looking for a drink. Any recommendations?
Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right.
Which way starboard? Aren't there stars all around?
It means on your right side. Reckon you're from one of the planets. Word of advice. You see a door marked opens to vacuum? Stay clear.
What if I need to clean up a mess, like he spilled crumbs on the carpet or something?
That's not the kind of vacuum... You know what? Never mind. Open any door you want. The mess will take care of itself.
Can I find a job around here?
Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. Two biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though.
I'm looking for something a little more local.
Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
Got it. Thanks.
Happy to help. That's my job, after all.
You're real good at it, too.
Well, thank you, miss. It's nice to be recognized. Yep.
Can we move this along? I have a certain, matter I'd like to attend to, Captain.
How does Halcyon Holdings work, anyway?
Are you pulling my leg?
I don't know. I don't know hardly anything at all, actually.
Well, you seem to know yourself, and that's got to count for something. Not too many folks can say the same. It goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the Board.
Oh. The board runs most of the system, don't they?
Yep. Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing base. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year.
How does Groundbreaker fit into all that?
Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirtside, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are.
So there's actually a boardroom somewhere, with all these companies' heads in it?
Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll ever see the inside of it myself.
Got it.
Glad to help.
I didn't think there were many independent operators in the system.
Relative to the board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the means to go where they will. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either.
What do you know about Sublight Salvage?
They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them.
That's all I needed to know.
All right.
What can you tell me about Udom Bedford?
He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison.
Sounds like a fun guy.
Really likes his cereals, too. Maybe a little too much. Bit of a weird bird, all told.
Don't see what's so wrong about liking cereals. They're fun.
Udom takes it to an, unhealthy level.
Seems like there's some tension between the board and Groundbreaker.
You noticed, huh?
I'm bright like that.
They can't abide an independent township, especially not one they gotta depend on. We're the first and last stop out of this colony. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them.
Yet your station's in a state of disrepair. You could make the board fix it.
You mean the heat? Sure, we could make them fix it. But what would they do in retaliation? They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that. Would they?
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you allow that is up to you.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we may do all right. So far, anyway.
Thanks for the info.
Sure thing.
See you around.
Be seeing you.
All right, a lot of good information there. Tons of world building, and information about the politics of this place. Very nice. We have a workbench. A quest objective requires you to enter a restricted area. If caught inside, you will be shot on sight. Using a disguise will prevent immediate hostilities. Okay, what disguise?
Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew the Scholar shipped in and out with. What are we contemplating today?
Let's talk about the thing. You know, that thing with the thing that you want to do?
Yes, well, now that we're here, can we check in with security? I'd like to track down that Scholar.
That's the plan. Is this security?
Hi there. Haven't seen you around before. What can Groundbreaker security do for you today?
Just getting my bearings. What do you do here?
This is the security desk, sir. If you're here to report a crime, you'll want to talk to Commandant Sanita. I'm not authorized to take incident reports anymore.
Why can't you take incident reports?
I'm not so good at filing. Mix up first name and surname 1, 2, 7 times. Well, folks are liable to start taking your filing privileges away.
Do you do or don't know tours or something?
We can't just let anyone walk in here. I wouldn't be, well, it's not... we just don't. Maybe if you clear an open bounty and get in good with Commandant Sanita, or help Chief Tennyson fix this heat, that might warrant a thank you tour or something.
We're friends, right, Lee? Do me a favor, and I'll owe you one.
All right, I guess. In and out, though. Just try not to do any shady stuff. I'd like to keep my job.
Okay. So... what, we go through this door?
I picked up this weird signal the other day from Monarch.
Here we go again. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. We're hearing things.
Seriously.
What's over here? Wait a minute, let me modify my journal here. I'm doing the... what is this thing? This is the empty man. I think this is the one we need. Where is it? Where is it? Seems to be in here somewhere. There's a person in here. Maybe we can open this door. No? Terminal. There's a terminal, so why can't I see it? I don't understand why I can't see the terminal. Oh, because I haven't gone in. That's That's why I haven't seen the terminal.
Just yank the drive, and I'll do the rest.
Just yank the drive, eh? Eject docking records data cartridge. Okay. As confiscated goods. Detained freelancer who was cagey about his business confiscated his personal belongings while he waited for questioning. Modified pistol, hatchet, metal hoover. He fled before we can get down to it. Okay, so there's some gear around. More talking. Sublight put a bid on one of our impounds, generous one too. Negotiate for the usual finder's fee and then give Lila her salvage. Brawl at the Lost Hope. Freelancers versus board. Freelancers won. Arrested a freighter captain with more bits than brains. Hawthorne ship impounded by order of the Udom Bedford. Still no clue why Hawthorne associates with that bored snake. A guy from the back bays roughed up the moon kid. Raving mad warned me that the moon was gonna bring about the end of times. He was flying high and whatever McReed grows down there. Okay.
Now that
interesting.
We have the data cartridge, I can finally find out where that scholar I'm looking for ended up.
Cool. So is this all I need to do here? Let me see. See what the journal is. Empty man. Give the data cartridge to Vicar Max. Oh, so I need to give this to Vicar Max.
Got it. His name is Reginald Cheney, and he joined a sublight salvage crew. Only he's not listed on the return manifest. Must have made landfall somewhere he wasn't supposed to. Ah, yes. Here. There's a domicile on Monarch in Fallbrook, rented to the same bit card he used to buy his seat on the salvage ship. I should have guessed. What better place to lay low if you wish to avoid the authorities?
You hesitated there, Vicar. What aren't you telling me?
Oh, it's nothing. I suppose I really didn't have much faith in actually finding him. Was a bit of a long shot, wasn't it?
This all seems awfully convenient.
I admit it was a bit of a long shot, but when you've spent as many hours as I have in contemplation of the universe's secrets, you sometimes get a sense for these things.
Sounds hokey to me. Why is this giving me this option again? You hesitated there, Vicar. What aren't you telling me?
Oh, it's nothing.
Alright, so...
I suppose I really didn't have much faith in actually finding him.
Alright, so that
was a bit
anything.
of a long shot, wasn't
it? Sounds good, let's go. Alright, so I think we are done here. I think. What's this now? Oh, it wants me to go back to the ship, but we're not going back to the ship. Okay, this is on another place, so that's not where we're going. Ask Ada about the SAM unit. Oh, I forgot to ask Ada about the SAM unit. Alright, I gotta ask her. Well, let me ask her now, because maybe I need a component or something from here to get it working or some damn thing. Am I not allowed to get on the...
Hey there, you mind stepping back? This charming little ship's been impounded and I'm afraid I can't let you near it till it's not.
Oh, damn. Can you help me get this cleared up?
I'd surely love to, but that's just not my bailiwick. You'll want to have words with our representative here from the board, Mr. Udom Bedford. His office is on the promenade.
Does it seem hot in here to you?
I ain't felt so much as a tepid breeze in weeks. I hope Miss Chief Tennyson gets that fixed soon.
Well, it doesn't smell as bad here as Edgewater's graveyard in high summer, so guess I can't complain.
Either way, let's not stick around so long we all roast alive. No offense, Miss Elson, I'm sure whatever critical problem needs fixing will get patched in time.
Whew. I'm starting to feel like a sisty roast in all this armor.
Don't touch my ship.
Gosh, I wouldn't dream of it. Not unless I got to, and I don't see any reason why I'd gotta. Do you?
She's a good ship, ma'am. Mostly doesn't act up at all.
Happy to hear it.
I'm off.
Have yourself a pleasant day.
That lady is awfully cheery to be roasting in her armor. Felix is just... Felix, are you bored, dude? You want to join my team?
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
Okay, no. Okay, let's see here. What?
Carry on.
So Mardet, I guess, is not a name of a person. It's like a name of a security or the cops or whatever. Okay, this is all stuff that I can't steal right now. All right, so what are we doing? We can't do that bit. Let me change the journal entry. Let me introduce Sapphire. Let me introduce Parvati to Junli. Whoa, who's this?
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection. Canyons of acid and sulfur rain are the least of the horrors plaguing the surface of Monarch. Anarchists live as one with the animals, lawless, savage, and unemployed. The board's embargo ensures that nothing can leave the planet and threaten our hard-working citizens.
Okay.
This has been Halcyon News, your only source for news
So,
in the Halcyon colony.
That's a thing that we can't let happen. This person's sleeping? Oh, okay. Alright, so this is not where we're supposed to go. Where the heck are we supposed to go? How do we get there? I'm just going through all these weird places. Barred. Oh.
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
Look at this place. Very cool. Alright, so we're going down there, which is 110. Failed shells discovered. Nice. That's... Oh, the Lost Hope. Okay, that's that bar that people were talking about.
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastard.
Have you seen this man? Reward offers for information needed to the capture of noted terrorist Phineas Wells.
Is this our way in? No?
To your local board embassy.
Ooh, extra toasty in here.
Machinery. Must be housed on a sub-level.
I could spend all day in here and not have looked at half the best stuff. It's all pretty worn, though.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors.
Mambo San Juan. Nice place you got here, Chief.
No, it isn't. It's a mess. But it's my mess, so I'll take the compliment. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting.
I'll do whatever I can to keep you... Oh, I'll do whatever I can to help you keep the peace.
Good. Don't go making trouble, and chances are you won't find any. That's how I like it here. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through.
Once I get out of Impound, I'm bound for Monarch.
Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the promenade can get you the right weapon for the job. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard.
Thank you. Parvati, you wanted to talk to Junli? Go ahead.
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if... Well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
Silently encourage Parvati.
Wow, great! I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said... Sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry.
Thanks, Junli. I had some other questions for you. Nice job, Parvati.
Couldn't have done it without your moral support, Captain.
Now, if there's nothing else, there are other parts of the ship begging for my attention.
It seems kind of warm in here. What's going on?
Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship.
Why haven't you fixed them yet?
Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner.
Is there no room for compromise?
None. Every time I give in to the board, Groundbreaker loses its freedom. Soon there won't be anything left. I can't allow that. The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone on board, will be cooked alive.
You need a contractor to work this out. I'm available for a reasonable rate.
Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays.
The back bays. Am I supposed to know where that is?
Sorry, I forgot not everyone knows this ship like I do. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned, and a haven for miscreants now.
I'll get you those parts from the back bay.
Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs.
Oh. Well, that just killed off all the other... Okay, fine. Alright, so we got a couple of quests. A couple of things we need doing. Looks like things are heating up.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisements.
And that looks like that's a elevator. Very nice. Alrighty, so we have here... I should probably go see... Drinking sapphire wine. Okay, so I can't return to the unreliable yet. So we're gonna need to get this thing sorted. New parts of Dr. Wanda, Dorset, okay, for engineer, find the 3 volumes. I need to talk to this guy, Udom Bedford. Let's go and deal with this bozo.
Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of noted terrorists.
Ah, the board. Organized, efficient, competent. Well, mostly.
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. You must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer?
Alex is dead.
Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? In whose miserable fever dream am I trapped?
I am sorry for your loss.
Oh, Alex. There were so many arguments we'd yet to have.
What was your relationship with him?
He was my dearest friend. My only friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. I keep a copy beside my bed. Did he?
Yep, he sure did.
Ah, that's just like him. Such a sentimental man. Tell me, how did he die?
He was eaten alive by feral canids.
No! How dreadful. That was always Alex's greatest fear, you know. Devoured by those fiends. Becoming one with their The droppings.
Again, I'm very sorry. Can we get back to the topic at hand?
Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. However, before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all?
Why is the board interested in Wells anyway?
You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief, a madman. It's really in the colony's best interest that we stop him before he does further harm.
Why do you think I'd know anything about it?
Well, Alex knew, or he said he did. And you have his ship. Maybe he kept some records around, or a conveniently placed note on his bedside table.
Alex never mentioned it.
Well, that's just terrible news. Law, what am I going to do now? The board will have my head. Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you with?
What's this about the board having your head?
It's personal business, I'm afraid. Miserably, terribly personal.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. It's my white whale, I suppose.
I can't tell you where Wells is.
It's fine. Really, it's perfectly fine. I understand. Now, if you've nothing else, please see yourself out. I'd like to drown myself in work.
I wanted to ask you something else.
Be my guest.
What do you do here, exactly?
I'm the certified representative of the board's interests here on the Groundbreaker. I'm their eyes, ears, and busy little hands.
Big fish in a small space station. Nice setup.
I have few complaints.
Can you get me to Stellar Bay?
Good law! Who'd want to go to that toxic hell pit?
So, no?
No. Emphatically no. Unequivocally no. Immutably no.
Could have just said no. Didn't have to make it all about being unequivocal.
Do you have somewhere else to be, by any chance?
Does it seem hot in here to you?
Law, but it's miserable. My underarms are damp. How can I be expected to work in these conditions? Chief Tennyson is supposedly looking into the cause, but I've seen no action from her. Deplorable conduct. My superiors will be hearing about it. You can be certain of that.
She's doing everything she can. It's your people's fault it's not fixed, not Junlei's.
My, aren't you... excitable.
Don't talk to her that way.
Oh, sweetie. I don't owe a grease-stained wrench jockey like her the time of day, let alone my deference.
Take it back, now.
I'm sorry, my temper got away from me. Please accept my sincerest apologies to you and your friend.
Does that work for you, Parvati?
Oh, I'm not used to folks saying sorry. It's not all right exactly, but I appreciate the apology, I guess.
Well, now that that's dealt with, was there anything else you wanted to discuss?
Why are there armed guards here?
Oh, you've noticed my friends. Wonderful. Aren't their guns very large? Tremendously impressive. They're here to keep the peace, of course.
A piece of what? Is there pie around here? I want some.
I'll admit, you've caught me quite off guard. No, I'm afraid there isn't any pie to be had.
That's fine. I prefer cake.
I don't reckon that's quite what Mr. Udon meant, Captain.
Anyway, Groundbreaker makes much ado about its independent status, and so resents any board presence, no matter how benign.
You call keeping officers in their promenade benign?
When the alternative is board guards at their gates, yes, I do. They don't see it that way, of course, but I can't say I much care.
What are those locked doors on back?
A luxury stateroom, reserved for Chairman Rockwell's use.
Does the chairman visit here often?
Oh, good law, of course not. He'd never set foot on this decrepit junk pile. As this office is the primary embassy for the board on Groundbreaker, corporate bylaws specifically state a room must be maintained for the chairman's exclusive use.
Back to my other questions.
Ask away.
We're leaving. Alrighty. Alright, well, looks like I'm going to leave that there for now, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Very interesting stuff. My name's Abe. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye for now.